Let's talk some TRU.
Big news, huh?
I guess it's big news.
It's I mean, we don't really know too much right now,
So the
honestly.
so the news is that whoever is still hanging around at Toys R Us is like, we're not going down without a fight. So there's plans to keep the brand alive in some capacity, and that's all I have heard.
That's all we know right now.
Yeah,
Um,
whether that's pop-up stores, whether that's actual physical locations, or just going online that I suspected at the beginning. I don't know if you want to just go through theories of what you think is going to happen. I mean, that's my main theory is that they're going to go online with a few pop-up stores around the Christmas season.
okay, well, then we agree. That's
All
that's
right.
exactly
That's the only
what's
thing
gonna
that makes
happen.
sense. Yeah.
There's no way they go back into brick and mortar. Maybe down the road, depending on how popular, or I mean they're popular, but depending on how well it works, I could see them getting back into like an outlet store space kind of deal,
Yeah,
where
maybe.
it's like a Toys R Us Express. I can kind of see that happening, but basically they're going to be online. I
Yeah.
think that's going to be the long and short of it on there. Um,
Are you
yeah.
happy about this?
Well, I yes and no because I kind of already made my peace with it going
Yeah.
away.
It feels a little weird to be
Uh,
like, "Oh, wait, we're coming back." And it's like, I don't I've already said goodbye, you know?
yeah,
It's like you can be gone. It's
and
all
I
right.
just I I think it's so wrong that they're bringing it back after they just went under. They fired what like 30 some
Everyone.
thousand
Yeah.
employees
Yeah.
without, from what I understand, there's no severance or anything.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I well, I'll get back to that, but so it's like capitalism at its finest. So like they're just like fired everybody. They got rid of all their inventory that's sitting there,
Hmm.
and now it's like, oh no, wait, hold on, like
Now
what?
that everything's gone,
Yeah,
well, I mean, that's what you got to do. You got to sell it all off, get rid of all of it, and then build it back up with
yeah,
the same brand. I mean, the brand is worth a lot, so I think the original plan was to sell the brand to somebody, and then they were like, "Wait, we're just gonna hang on to it and do something with it. We're not quite sure what it is yet, but we're gonna do something with the brand since there's so much value in the brand." But I
there's
don't
so
know.
much value in the brand that like what was it? What was it like? Is it like 11 billion or something that they were like owed or they owed?
Oh, I have no idea what they actually owed, and but like I think when you file, I shouldn't even get into this because I have
Yeah,
no idea
I
how
shouldn't
bankruptcy
either.
works.
Yeah, I know. I shouldn't either.
Yeah, but from my understanding is they like sold off most of everything out of the stores, like all the inventory that they ever had, and then they're like giving the properties back to the landlords that they're leasing them from.
Right.
And now it's just like a couple people or maybe more, but like essentially the headquarters that's like, all right, well let's see what we can do with the brand since we still have that. That's our only asset left essentially is the brand and all these relationships they have with the various toy companies, and
Mm-hmm.
it might work. I don't think it will. I think it's just going to be they're going to try it again, and like Blockbuster actually did this. So Blockbuster started closing stores. They tried to compete with Redbox,
They
and
went digital. Yeah.
and they went. I don't.
They
Yeah,
yeah they
yeah, they
did.
did go digital, and they did do the Redbox like kiosks. I saw like one in my life that's like outside a Walmart or Walgreens or whatever, and you can go up and get a movie out
You
of it.
saw that?
Yeah, that I think more on the West Coast they had them.
Oh, okay.
But I did see one somewhere, and I knew they were doing that, and then that just flopped as well. They couldn't do it
Mm-hmm.
because I think once like a brand's going away, it's like people are like, okay, they're writing it. Like I'm almost writing it off. I'm like, all right, Toys R Us is gone.
Yeah.
It's goodbye. See you later. As sad as it is.
I see them. I do see them staging one kind of comeback where they're just like, we're gonna try this out, like, and then they're gonna be in like a couple pop-up stores. I think that's gonna happen. I can see that happening. And as far as being online, they're gonna have to be like the toy store of Amazon. They cannot be slouches like,
Exactly.
with this.
And they're not going to be able to do that. I don't think. You just think about when you need something, where do you go to? I feel like people typically have their store that it's just their go-to, like whether it's Target or Walmart or Amazon or whatever it is. It's like I can buy almost everything I need to buy there. And those stores always have toys.
True.
And I'm just thinking of parents and kids, like they're not like us. They're not collectors. They're just like, I want Power Ranger. I want Lego. And the parents are like, all right, Lego, and they just pick the first thing or like the first thing that catches their eye, and they're like,
Yeah.
all right, that's $20 purchase, done. Christmas is saved or whatever.
Mhm.
You know, I don't see parents like, oh, where's that Toys R Us exclusive that my kid really wants? There might be a few kids like that, but I think it's pretty rare.
Okay.
to have that.
Um, what I'm thinking is that, I mean, like I said, they're gonna have to be like the toy store of Amazon. Um, they I don't think hunting is gonna be a thing anymore if this is the way things are gonna work.
Yeah, no.
It's not. I think it's just gonna they're gonna need to have everything, or at least like advertise like, okay, these are the toys you want, like uh, okay, let us know that you want that, and we'll get these toys. It's gonna be like a Kickstarter,
Yeah.
HasLab situation going on. I don't know how you enter that space as a retailer.
Would you prefer that as a toy hunter?
It would make my life easier.
Would you
I
lose a little
personally
bit of
like.
it?
Well, yeah, I would miss going out and everything. I personally like the thrill of the hunt. But sometimes it does get annoying to me when I'm looking for this one thing and everybody's posting online like, "Oh, I finally found it, found it, found it," and I'm just like, months go by and I don't find this thing. It's happened to me with like Imagine X stuff.
Yeah.
So I think that would solve some problems if they're just ordering to fit costs, or how do I say that?
Like they just order when
Ordering
somebody
yeah,
wants it.
ordering to fill
It's like
orders.
immediate. It's like immediate demand or something. It's like a
Yeah.
technique where it's like a short demand, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know how that's gonna work, but I think they do need to do that. They need to have everything in stock without it being in stock and them wasting money on the stock. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah, they can't be storing stuff in like a huge warehouse anywhere. Maybe they can.
Right. Because Amazon's all over this already, where
Yeah.
they've just have all their stock on hand
I
in
just feel
warehouses.
like Amazon's gonna steamroll everybody.
That's
like they're just gonna continue steamrolling people.
Yeah, they will. Toys R Us is just the first of the brick and mortars to fall. I think. I think the writing's on the wall for a lot more of these stores.
Well, you had some of the department stores and like clothing stores. There's been a couple brick and mortar staples that have gone to the like Borders Books was one, and like I would imagine the next big name to go under is Best Buy. That's
Yeah.
I think after this holiday season, Best Buy is gonna have to take a long, hard look in the mirror and be like, what do we offer to our customers
Mm-hmm.
that can't be found elsewhere? Because I think they're the next one to go.
Oh yeah.
If I had to make a guess.
When's the last time you were in a Best Buy?
Forever. And I used to go there like every weekend. I'd go to Best Buy and be like, what's new? What are the new DVDs and games? And I would just go there. And now it's like there's no reason to go there anymore.
I remember we used to hit them really hard for when the Amiibo craze was happening.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
That's kind of the last time I was in like Best Buy looking for something specific. I remember a couple of weeks ago, we went down to Best Buy because I wanted to pick up an SD card.
Yeah.
I don't know why I did that. It was
Yeah.
so overpriced there,
Just
but I was
order
just
on
like, oh,
Amazon.
I'm already here, and I picked it up. More so I was curious to like go in there and shop around, like just look and see what they're doing. Did I tell you that they're not selling CDs anymore? That's done.
Yeah, you told me that.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's funny to walk through these aisles because they have legitimate toy aisles now at Best
Oh, no
Buy.
way, really?
Yeah, like Lego, like a Lego aisle, dedicated Lego.
Oh, that's weird. I had
yeah.
no idea.
Yeah, that's kind of what they're. I mean, they're
They
kind
got to
of.
fill the space with something. They're like, what are people buying?
Yeah, I mean, you see that with like FYE. You see that with GameStop. You
Yeah,
see
I knew
all
they
these.
were doing that there.
Yeah,
FYE is a big. FYE would probably go before Best Buy. Maybe. They're a little more niche.
I have to imagine FYE's overheads probably way less than Best Buy.
Yeah, they have fewer stores and they're just in a mall.
Yeah.
Malls, I don't know. I feel like they just go out with malls though. Like their demise will be the mall
Oh
demise, which is already happening.
Oh yeah, the mall will implode. Absolutely, that's coming. I mean, it's already happening. There's so many malls that just closed down. What Granite Run? That was your mall growing up, right?
That was my mall. Now they're turning it into like a outdoor shopping experience.
Everybody just wants that promenade.
Yeah,
like,
the promenade outdoor experience.
I don't get it.
Yeah, that'll die someday too.
It should be worth noting that Bain Capital is actually putting together a fund for like 20 million for the hardship for the Toys R Us workers. So
Oh, really?
yeah, so it's some severance. How was it? Is it like 30,000 workers or something like that?
I don't remember what the total number was.
I think I remember like 30,000. Let me just do the math. I think it's going to be around like 700 or 800 or something like that per person. So it's really not that
like
much
there.
when you
Here's
think
like an
about
extra paycheck.
it. Yeah. And hang on, I want to be just quick math is not my thing.
Yeah. That's the only real news I get about it is one of the Lego reviewers that I follow. He actually worked at Toys R Us, so I got most of his
Oh,
play-by-play
okay.
while it was all happening. Like, oh yeah, we have a meeting this morning, and it's like a big meeting, and then like they got the news that all the stores were going to close,
Yeah.
and then he would like update a little bit about like what's going on in his personal life. But he mentioned about this, like the Toys R Us brand coming back. He's like, yeah, it's a little bit too late for me. Like, I had to move on to something else. I can't really jump back on it if it turns back to retail
Well,
stores or
who
whatever.
would? Who in
Yeah,
the right mind would go back to that company?
yeah,
Um, I also, they were hiring people, I think, during the closeouts because I think employees were just walking away. They're
yeah.
just like, I
I
mean,
would have.
who
Yeah,
can blame them? But
yeah,
I think they were still hiring people to sell toys.
yeah.
At
Some
that,
of the people that were
their
in the
darkest
stores
hour.
at the end of that shift, yeah,
Yeah.
like, man, there were some questionable types that were in the stores.
Yeah, you're not. I mean, you're gonna have possibly like teenagers like doing summer work at Toys R Us, like with this stuff. If it were to ever go back into like some brick and mortar in any form or fashion, because where it exists, where I only see it existing is like pop up stores, because
Yeah,
you are not gonna get people to jump in on like, oh, let me get on their benefits plan and get a 401k here. Like, there's no way for a full time
yeah, not a
employee
chance.
to hop back in there. Absolutely not. Especially not the people that they already burn. I don't think you're going to get anybody to work in a
Maybe some
brick and
people just
mortar.
have that TRU love and they just want to work there.
I guess.
Maybe, probably not. I have a suggestion for Toys R Us if they're listening. This is what I would do with Toys R Us is you got to create more of an experience and you have to offer something that other like Amazon, Walmart, and Target do not offer because those are your competitors at this moment, mostly Amazon. What they can't offer are like exclusive toys, and I don't mean from like regular toy brands. Like the things that I look and I see that parents will always buy are like blocks, that little thing where you like hammer in the circle into the square or whatever.
Little workbench.
Little like Fisher Price type toys that are just generic enough that anybody can make them. Make those, make them like a special line. Like this is like the classic toy line.
They did that.
Did they do that and they branded it Toys R Us?
Oh, okay. Maybe not Toys R Us. I don't know if you get the licensing for that stuff because they sell that stuff at like Target.
I'm saying like blocks, there's no license on blocks. You can just make blocks with the alphabet on them. I'm pretty sure. Unless someone owns that patent, which is nuts. But you can just make whatever blocks you want. Almost like a Melissa and Doug in a way where they just make these like really classic toys, but they make them well and they're all made out of wood and like fine materials.
Okay.
And parents would be happy buying them because like I feel like people are just they're focusing on buying less nowadays. Like they're like maybe I should, well at least me, like maybe you should pare down. This is totally like just me, but pare down and just focus on like what actually matters. So if you could just buy your kids like here's a toy that is going to last generations. Like blocks are never going to go out of style. Little alphabet blocks. Just make like 10 products, something like that. Sell them online, maybe under the Toys R Us brand. I feel like they really need a toy brand or rebrand. Like Toys R Us, it just feels old. Like they really need a rebrand in some way. Call it whatever it is and put it online. And then once you start selling that stuff online, like your 10 core products, like blocks, little fire truck maybe, that's just like, it's all wood. It's just all like really finely manufactured and really well put together. Once you do that, you do it well, you get a lot of online sales. Just start with the pop-up stores in different areas and make it more of an experience. Don't even worry about selling product in these stores. Just worry about getting people in the door and experiencing it, similar to the Lego store. That's the only way I see them surviving this. I don't think they can do the online model and compete with Amazon. I really don't think they can do it. Like it's just going to be another nail in their coffin if they try to go that route. So
I agree with you.
I might be wrong, but
Are you thinking of something where it's like, what was it that like closed down, like Zany Brainy or something like that, where it's like really interactive with?
yeah, something like that. Updated, obviously, for
Yeah.
current culture, but yeah, it's just a space that parents can bring their kids, and maybe it's like parents get like 30 minutes of just like the kids just playing, and it's
Yeah,
and
they
they're
could
just
offer like food and stuff.
yeah, I guess they could offer food. I don't know, maybe. I'm trying to think of like pop-up shop type experiences. Like the Lego store is a good example where kids can go and they might do like a little event. I think you could probably do more than that than what's going on in the Lego store and just have like spaces for kids to play and they just have all the classic toys out and kids can go there and just mess around with them. But you really want people to just go back online and just purchase them because that's what you expect. I think that's what they need to do. They need exclusive toy lines.
I think part of the problem is I'll go back to when you said they definitely need a rebranding.
Yeah.
because who is this appealing to? I mean, obviously, if you're a kid right now, it's just like I mean,
Kids
I can't
don't
really say
care.
because kids they don't. I can't say that because I don't have a kid. I'm not a kid, so I don't
think
know.
kids care.
I don't think they're that attached to it as we are. We grew up with Toys R Us.
Yeah.
So I think it's just tugging on our nostalgia heartstrings here. And I think they're gonna have to exactly what you just said. They're gonna have to play into what kids are gonna want. They're when somebody says Toys R Us to a kid, then it's gonna be like, oh, this is like I'm thinking of like, oh, interactive things, like basically like what Chuck E. Cheese is or something. Like it goes through the mind like, oh, that's a place where I can play with all the toys. I
Right.
have such a great day there. Because to us, when I think of Toys R Us, that was like, oh, okay, we're making a special trip to find
Right.
toys.
Yeah.
So it needs to be a totally different thing, a totally different meaning to kids nowadays. I feel like, because I think right now they're going to be trying to sell like nostalgia to us, basically.
Right. Yeah.
And I don't think that's going to work out for them in the
I
end.
really don't think it will. Like, I don't think that there's a reason why they went under. Partly because the brand started losing some of its appeal. It started feeling old. The stores felt old. Like, it just felt old and dirty. It started feeling that way when you go into the store.
Yeah.
And just like not cared for. The employees kind of sucked in most cases. There were like a few standout stars, but otherwise it like wasn't a great experience. And they really need to figure that out before they try anything new. Like, what is the experience for the customer? So if it's just like, we're going to sell toys again, it's like, you guys are doomed. Like, it's not going to work. We're going to sell toys again under our name, Toys R Us, and you guys will buy them because you love us. It's like, no, probably not going to happen. I hated buying stuff at Toys R Us. It was always way more expensive than anywhere else. And I was like, this is the only place that has it. I guess I have to buy it here. But that was a real pain in the neck.
Well, it's all speculation at this point, so we have no idea what their next move, will definitely be, and we can speculate as much as we want. I don't think they're gonna have a gigantic slugfest with Amazon. I hope they don't, because they're gonna lose.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion.
What if they just beat Amazon? They just came out swinging and they were like, we're gonna take over toys, and then it's gonna be electronics, and then we're gonna get into everything. They would never do that, but it'd be pretty funny. Just in the chronicles of history, it's like, oh yeah, there was Toys R Us, and then it took on Amazon, and then
it's like Toys We Were.
Toys We Were. Yeah. Toys We Were. There you go. That's a great name. Toys We Were. All right.